straight feeling, spirit is something.
I think this just might be my masterpiece.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Average Joe's Movie Clubcast presents Schlock Talk, where we watch hot-ass trash so you don't have to. As always, I am your host Joey, and once again this week I am joined by my good friend
Jenna.
Welcome back, it's been a long time.
Way too long.
We did
LLamageddon and the Christmas shark movie, what was it?
Santa Jaws.
Santa Jaws.
And
whatever it was, we looked it up.
We looked it up, and
again, if this we're trying this hard to remember, we remember nothing about it, and we forget the name.
Deadly Night.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
But this is the second attempt at this. We went to record it. It started recording, and then it stopped recording, and we didn't notice, and it recorded literally 1 second. So
technical difficulties.
The last few episodes of Schlock Talk have been the fucking worst. So I had to cut like 5 to 6 minutes off of Trailer Park Shark at the beginning. The whole point, because I brought in Sarah from Run It Back Pod, and since it was her first time, I did all the intro questions, right? Yeah. So I had to cut 5 or 6 minutes out of that. Plus, there was some weird, like, static and shit throughout most of the interview.
Okay.
But it was over an hour, and it was really good, and so I was just like, screw it. Then I lost a whole episode. I recorded a whole episode.
So it was for sure recorded, and it just into the ether.
My audio did not record. So Howard's audio from the Ninja... So
you got half of...
Yeah. So we did the movie Dracula 2000, which was just a very mid-2000s era... horror movie. Had a very good soundtrack because all of it was
respect good soundtracks.
But the movie, not so great. But it had all of his audio and none of mine. So, and now this one where we probably spent, 35 minutes, 40,
like that.
Some amount of time, and it did not record.
We went into depth for some of the plot that I didn't think we were going to go into depth with. So
well, we'll try to get it.
We'll see.
But we're going to, we're here, we're sticking through it.
It is recording. We have confirmed.
Oh yeah, no, we hadn't even taken it off the screen this time.
No, we're just staring at the recordings.
And going forward, if I need to look at something else, that's how we're gonna do it. Even though that's not the best.
We'll figure it out.
So, this week we have a very special episode for you. This movie that we just kind of stumbled across.
Very impromptu, but I am not mad.
Yeah, we were going to watch Saw 5.
Yes.
Because that's what we've been making our way through the last...
through 4. Like I said, I feel like it could have ended there.
Probably at 3, but...
Whenever they kill What's-His-Face, which, spoilers, whatever, but whenever they kill the original Jigsaw, that should have been it. Personal opinion,
yes.
But I digress.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about Saw. Thankfully, we're not doing a special on Saw.
I don't know, thank you.
But what we are here to talk about from 2016, not the Streets of Vengeance.
Dun dun.
So, this movie leans into, it knows what it is. It knows it's a slocky B movie,
which I appreciate much more than ones that are trying to act like they're all that. And I'm like, no, honey. And
it's got like a great 80s aesthetic, and that's definitely what it was shooting for. It's in San Fran. There's some decent music in it. It's all non-copyrighted.
Yes,
we'll get into that.
But definitely kept the 80s flavor in there. I liked it. It felt like an 80s movie. And then I looked at when it came out, and I was actually surprised it was 2016. I thought it was older.
Well, yeah, except for the new Mustang at the beginning and the cell phones.
You know how much attention I pay to cars and their recentness.
Okay, I get it. You were distracted by boobies. It's fine.
I mean, you were distracted by boobies and ass. So.
I mean, well, I was. That was the whole point of the movie.
Just saying.
There was lots of jiggle.
That's not the whole point. There was a few other points, but that was at least 3 of the points.
That was the visual points. The actual point was to talk about how a lot of men are misogynistic assholes.
Yes.
This is a women empowerment vengeance movie, which is right in my fucking wheelhouse.
I love it. Love to see it.
There was no Beatrix Kiddo in this movie, but that's fine.
Can't have it all.
Can't have it all.
Especially not for whatever their budget is.
Oh, well, yeah. I can see them trying to be like, yeah, let's get Uma Thurman in here.
No.
Yeah, that's not happening, no. But they did have... There's no Beatrix Kiddo, but there is Mila Lynn and Amber Crazy Eyes. So, you know, we're doing okay. So Mila Lynn here is the main star of this movie. In the movie, she is like the bad bitch porn star. Like,
she's the girl everyone wants to be. She's like naturally gifted and whatever.
Oh, sex is your art.
Sex is your art. Yeah, because she was found painting on a dock and converted over to the sex trade. Dun dun. No. She was living on the streets.
She was living on the streets, and she was found by the person who plays her mentor in this movie, Ginger Lynn, who who this movie is loosely based around. Thanks, IMDb, for that
little nugget.
So, not only is she like the head porn star, she wants to retire. She doesn't want to be a porn star anymore. There's also a rash of killings going on by the San Francisco slasher, we've already seen at the very opening scene kill a stripper.
Yes.
For no good reason.
I was pretty sure she was going to get decapitated, and then he just stabbed her instead.
I mean, I really kind of thought she was going to get raped.
I thought, okay, honestly, yes. I thought that was where it was going to go at first. But after about the second or third killing, nobody was doing that. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
not that... Yeah, like I said, murder is still a problem, problematic.
Yeah, but there are a lot of these revenge kind of movies where the revenge does stem from some sort of sexual assault, usually a full-blown rape. Yes. And that was not in this movie, so that was definitely refreshing to see.
Mm-hmm. They didn't take the easy route.
No, they did not. They definitely took there were definitely a lot of girls called easy or varying forms of that, because the men group called the Sword.
Yes, that's the cult.
The cult,
of serial killers.
Who I guess needed a big phallic object to make them feel adequate.
Compensation.
Not not monetarily.
No.
I did not call all nines and call George Sink, or all sevens and call Akeem.
Nope.
So, anywho, she worked...
English is a hard language.
Yes, Mila. There we go. That's the name. Mila Rage. It's not really Mila Rage, but video games. Mila Lynn wants to retire and does retire, and her boss, who had wanted her to sign another contract, is not super happy about it.
He's also creepily possessive. Like, he's like, even if you retire, you'll always be mine. You'll always belong to me. And
there's like, it's supposed to be more like a father-daughter relationship, because he definitely
kisses her on the forehead.
He's she's I guess in her mid-20s supposed to be, and he's 50s, 60s,
60s
at least.
Yeah.
And so he throws her a retirement party, and somewhere in the retirement party she gets drugged. It's pretty heavily implied that he did it somehow. You don't see it. But then she separates herself from her friends. She
walks away from the group because she's starting to feel the effects. And I'm like, you stupid hoe. Stay with the crowd. Stay with the group.
Oh, before we get too much further, forgot that in like her first scene, she's being interviewed by this guy named Brian. And that does become out to be very important.
Don't shortchange my man, Brian.
Yeah, he is like
a gem.
The bee's knees.
I love him. I adore him.
Big outs to Brian for being the kind of guy you can leave your drink with.
Yes.
While you go to the bathroom.
And he'll charge your cell phone to boot.
Yeah, and he'll charge your cell phone and patch you up.
And bring you food?
Come on. And not try to take your clothes off.
Yes. And respect you? Clutch my pearls. Shock. Are you laughing at me?
I was not expecting to clutch my pearls like you were from Gone with the Wind or something.
My verbiage comes from two sources. We have a sailor, and we have a little old lady. And sometimes they meet in the middle and stuff happens.
But little old ladies cuss worse than sailors. Some of them.
Exactly.
Your language isn't that bad. Pretty tame.
It's pretty tame.
Until you say random shit. But, So, anywho, that's important. Brian is an important part of the plot. That's why we had to make sure we include him.
Yes.
Even though we're going through this plot a lot more than I anticipated. But apparently we did the first time, and I want to make sure we get it.
Cover all the bases.
Cover our bases.
Okay, so she's been recruited. No. She's not been recruited. She has retired and then
now she's drugged.
Kidnapped and drugged, yeah.
And so Ivan helps her out to this truck that I believe you said looked like it belonged on a hayfield.
Yeah, it looked like it belonged, like, towing hay and, like, covered in dirt and on a dirt road, like, with country music playing. It didn't look like San Fran rolling down the streets.
It looked like a late 90s, probably early, maybe even later than that. I don't really know my models, like, by year. But it definitely was, like, 80s, 90s, like, big four-door truck.
For the scene they were in, they're in, like a club. And they come out and there's this beater truck. And he just, like, pushes her into the side passenger thing. And I thought he was going to drive away with her. No, he took her out to a vehicle with somebody else in it and let him drive off.
Yeah, come to find out, he had hired the Sword.
The Sword.
Well, anywho,
the cult of virgins.
She has, yeah, definitely the cult of virgins. She has passed out in this truck, and Brian sees her and follows them.
Yes.
Because he's a dude. He is the dude.
He is the dude.
Not to be confused with the dude.
Not the dude. He is the dude.
It's not the Duderino.
No.
But he is the dude in this movie.
So he follows along, and
next thing we know, we see her tied up in a basement. And we see this fucking straight up dweeb looking motherfucker ain't never been with a woman. Hey, not a nerd.
Okay,
we're
nerds. You're right. Dweeb is right.
I don't even want to say. I don't even want to put that kind of shit on a dweebs.
He has small penis energy and insecurity, broadcasting at all times.
Probably definitely was in his mom's basement.
Oh yeah. Probably one of those who weirdly was like in love with his mom.
Oh, the Oedipus complex.
Yeah. Like he just.
I don't know. Maybe he hated women so much he killed his mom because we never saw her.
We never find out about his mom.
It is just conjecture. But anyway, he's got her all tied up. Pulls out the straight razor, which is their weapon of choice.
You're thinking,
sword.
Oh, he's just gonna gank her and it's over. No.
He went to, and then he cut her face. And like took the duct tape off her mouth and screamed for me.
I want to hear you scream.
Begged me not to kill you. And then she doesn't do anything. And he punches her in the face. Fucks up her nose. And he's like, beg me not to kill you. It might be your only chance. And she
spits in his face. One of my favorite parts. Just
fuck
blood
you.
and saliva. This is what I think of you. And yeah, starts cussing at him. Takes all his little power trip and just stomps on it. I love it.
She's like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then he picks a phone cord, which is an ancient relic. So children, back in the day, phones used to be connected to the wall.
So they wouldn't run away and get lost.
Even mobile phones, like cordless phones, the base had to be connected to a phone wire coming from the fucking street into your house. Yes. So.
Back in the dark ages.
Back in the dark ages of the 90s. Oh, shit. Clutch my heart there, not my pearls.
Listen, don't be disrespecting my pearls. Carry on. Don't do it. I see what I did. I take it back. Carrying on. So she's getting
strangled with a phone cord and fakes her death.
Yes.
The homeboy, I guess, he's used to finishing early, so he didn't finish the job.
Damn. Maybe that might be why he didn't check. Okay, I was wondering because I was like, you didn't choke her that long. It takes longer than that to choke a person. Anyways. So anyway,
he's like been recording this so he can like share it with his friends, and I guess they can all like masturbate to him killing this broad. He also admits that they killed two of her friends, one of them being Amy Grindhouse, who is her friend, but also the competitor, the leader of the owner of the other studio that was competing for her. Mm-hmm. So he kills her. He kills an older porn star that they all thought was crazy. Or I guess he didn't. They did. The Sword did.
The Sword kills her because she tries to come in. Well, he probably hired them to kill her because she was walking around bad-mouthing him, saying, "Oh, don't trust Ivan. He's the devil. Don't trust him. He's going to hurt you." And they're like, "Oh, you're just a crazy druggie. You don't know what you're talking about."
So she gets up and finds a baseball bat in this basement, an aluminum baseball bat.
Yeah, she does.
And she goes fucking Harley Quinn on his ass, hits him upside the head, takes the phone, starts recording, and uses the bat kind of like a spear.
Like, weirdly, but it's effective.
I mean, yeah, he still fucking died. And then she stumbles
out.
Not
before she tells him to beg for his life like he told her to.
And he did, like a little bitch.
No.
And he also said that...
Too late to apologize.
Calm down, One Direction.
I'm sorry. Call me One Direction. Okay, carry on.
He said that she was like all the rest, and he was like porn stars, college girls, soccer moms, all using
all the same.
You use your sex to get what you want from men, and then when we
you manipulate us, and
then call rape.
Yeah, basically saying like women were baiting dudes to the point that they had no choice but to rape them, and then would flip around and flip the switch. No.
Yeah, and they talked about rape culture like it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
The guys in the sword are real gems. Yeah. So they definitely got their just desserts.
Oh, yes, in more ways than one. Very colorful ways.
So Brian finds her in the yard and picks her up and the bat and takes her back, and like we said,
doesn't call the cops.
Doesn't call the cops, which we were kind of worried about at first, but he charges her phone, he bandages her up.
Goes and gets her food.
That's a little bit later when she wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
They posted part of the video, and so everyone just thought she was, I guess,
just
missing
the first
or
part
dead.
where he's beating, or where he's
abusing
her, cutting her and stuff.
Yeah, I guess he edited his face out. I don't know. Anyway, so then Brian goes and gets her food, and then by the time he gets back, she's like made the decision. She's like, we're going to fuck these motherfuckers up. And he's like, all right, I'm in. And he starts like,
we're going to be a victim anymore.
We're going to do a steak. I've got this and this and this and this.
I've got trench coats and sunglasses and walkie-talkies.
And so they try to go and recruit her bestie, Amber.
Yes.
Who's in the middle of, getting railed by her boyfriend. But while they're working, her boyfriend, Rico, who is a porn star and an MMA.
Yes.
Not an MMA fighter. Don't try to mess with him. He's an MMA. Not he's in MMA. I think maybe it was supposed to be he's in MMA.
But he is. I think it was probably supposed to be is in, but...
Yeah, I think it came out as he's an MMA. He's an MMA. But she tries to recruit her, and she doesn't really believe it. To be fair, she had just snorted like a huge line of coke.
That's fair. She had like 3 lines.
Yeah, but I think she only snorted the one.
Okay.
But I mean, she's the cliched porn star doing the cocaine.
Yep.
She was a little bit of a thickum to be doing cocaine though. Like obviously she wasn't like.
Usually doesn't it make you
skinny?
Real skinny.
Yeah. And
maybe she was fresh to it.
Maybe so. She definitely was like. Man, I don't want to say bigger. She was not big, but she's
curvier.
She was more curvaceous than the other girls in this movie.
Her edges are softer than the others.
Yes. But she also had like the crazy eyes, like
yes, good lord,
that was a little bit later, but that was
popping out of her head, bug eyes.
Oh my god! So, now we start recruiting all the girls. She goes to the other studio and she gets Liv, who was one of our favorites with the blue hair and
love Liv
and the hoop nose ring,
badass.
Which to be fair, Amber and Mila both had the septum piercing, but Liv had the hoop nose ring, the nostril hoop, and boy, she gets all of them, and they're gonna go to war.
They're gonna start hunting down these misogynist cult
and
people.
The first one, when they start this, he at the same time the dude is like recruiting more men, and he sends the guy out, and he's just got this like. She's like, hey, baby, you found what you're looking for? And he's like, yeah, I think so. Dude, I paused it perfectly because I was going... the most
creepy, predatory Grinch grin, like...
like, I'm definitely not here just to have sex with you. I'm definitely here to kill you.
I'm going to murder
And I paused it to make food, which will be relevant later to the story.
Yeah, you got great timing for when to have food.
Look, I mean, shit happens sometimes.
We'll get to that.
And no, it's not shit. We're not foreshadowing. We're not that smart here. So anyway, they stabbed that guy in the car, beat the shit out of him, and that's when we realized that Liv is actually with one of the other girls. I think
the German girl.
Yeah, is that Stella?
I think it's Stella. Yeah, it's Stella.
Yeah, so Liv is with Stella. They kill that one guy, and then it's Mila and one of the other girls, and they got this guy in in a hotel room, like about to be, he's about to ride the trike. He's feeling good.
He's got 2 of them.
And then one girl just stabbed him in the ass, and Mila's
repeatedly
stabbing him like in the stomach and the chest. And so it's a big war going on. Brian infiltrates. Like, the girls are winning; they're kicking ass.
And these aren't. To my understanding, these aren't just random dudes. Like, they're taking out the cult members. Yeah, they're just hunting them now.
Yes, because they also uploaded where she killed the first one, and like they're out for blood too. So Brian infiltrates the cult, the Sword.
Yes.
And they send him to babysit this guy who had been on a rape trial and got out of it because the, quote, bitch killed herself, so we don't have to worry about that no more. So he,
lovely individual.
He sends him a text, and Brian sends him a text and it's like, hey, meet me at my club, brah.
Let's hang out.
Yeah, so next thing you know, we see them. He's in the club, and the girls are there, and they're all in like their little.
He's got a personal show of like 5 or is it 5 of them?
It's 4.
It's 4 of them.
It's Liv. Well, see, it's Liv, Mila, Amber.
Stella was there.
Stella. Was it just those 4, or was the other? I think it was just those 4. Anyway, it might have also been the other girl.
He's got a private show,
and they are to the T's, like the short, like you can see their booty cheeks underneath it.
Schoolgirl plaid skirts.
Got their garters with their knee highs or the thigh highs going on, like full tilt, giving him the fucking lap dance.
Yeah,
Two of them got him on the front. One ties his hands behind his back
because he's like, this. Bunch of pretty girls tie me up. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, and one of them gives him the full, like, flips over, does the split in his face. It's got the whole shebang. And then they start reaching into his pants. So I bet he's like,
oh yeah, let's go.
And then one of them pulls out like the knife you would see like a villain in like a sword and sorcery movie.
Yep.
And they
Definitely
stab him.
Looks like a cursed blade.
Yeah. They stab him in like the shaft, then in the urethra.
Yep.
And mind you, this started happening about the time I was eating my food. Like, I had just started eating.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, so that's where that was coming to. Oh yeah, before we forget and have to go all the way back like we did on the first take.
Okay.
So while they're stripping and dancing, they're playing like the Wish version of Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Yes.
And so it was the 3 of us. It was me, you, and Carl watching. And they're dancing, and I'm just like, man, it feels like they really wanted 9 Inch Nails here.
Carl and I were both like, exactly!
It's like, Carl's like, I was thinking the same thing. It's like, they definitely ordered that off of Wish.
They got the discount.
And it was appropriate. It would have been really good if it had been.
That would have been that extra level.
I mean, they got as close as they could. I mean, I couldn't find...
closer.
I'm sorry. They didn't get closer. They didn't get close enough. I did try to find the budget for this movie, and I could not find it.
I'm curious.
And I feel like it was very low.
Yeah.
There was some CGI and some, like, actual effects makeup in there, so they had a little bit.
Yeah, but, like...
I mean, come on, they did
slightly better than, like, Halloween makeup.
I mean, the girls' makeup was
makeup was eyeliner on fleek.
Oh, yeah, Mila's eyeliner was fucking on point, son.
Wings to fly away from all her problems.
All her problems, except she didn't fly away.
No, she did not.
She like a
flew
Valkyrie.
Into the sun.
She flew towards them.
Yes.
So... They kill Homeboy. They end up cutting his dick off.
Yes,
and shoving
it
down his throat.
Yep.
And then, I'm assuming there was something in between, but I don't remember. But the next thing is they catch Brian trying to help Liv at the studio.
Yeah, I don't remember how they caught him. How they tracked him down. They said something about, we thought you were suspicious, or you seemed weird.
So they she still... they try to fight, and she still beats the shit out of one guy with a chain on her hand.
Yes. She wraps a chain around her fist and beats him to a pulp.
And Brian's about to, like, stab the other guy, and the third guy walks in, points a gun at him. And so now it's... Oh, at this point, Amber's getting boned down by her boyfriend because she never told him where she was.
Yeah, she just disappeared, and he showed up at her hotel, and at first I thought that was going to go south. I was like, oh no, he's one of them secretly.
Nope, but then they bang it out. And
Mr.
that's the, like,
MMA.
Yeah, and you get to see like half her nipple for like 2 seconds.
Half of one nipple, yes.
Yeah, she's like the because her and Mila are like the main girls, and they're like, we'll be kind of naked, mostly naked.
You're not paying for all naked, so you're not getting all naked.
There were plenty of other all naked girls, to be fair, and lots of booty, lots of jiggle. Like I said previously, I'm all about that cake. Give me the beatus.
The beatus.
So, she ends up getting a call after they're finished boning from Mila. Mm-hmm. Mila has found out that they have captured Brian and Liv.
They want to meet at their studio.
And she's like, get all the girls. And Rico's like, who was that? And she's like, it's Mila. And she's like, oh, I thought she was dead. And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, what are y'all going to do? And she's like, we're going to go kill a bunch of people.
Are you in?
And he's like, yeah, let me get my nunchucks.
Which he moved up in my mind several bars at that
first of all,
moment.
because his name was Rico.
I was like,
oh, Rico Suave. Yeah, no. But anyway, so they show up to fight. And the main leader guy was Garrett was the one she killed. I don't remember his name. It was
Garrett was the one with the glasses. That was the sword.
No. So, no, because she killed Garrett. Garrett was the one she killed in the room that kidnapped her.
Yes. Okay. No, you're right. No.
So was that,
what was the other guy?
No, was he Nathaniel?
Nathaniel's who got killed.
Yeah.
Garrett
Nathaniel
was the main
leader.
bad boy.
Yeah, he was the leader boy. He tried to make her pick, and when Brian sacrificed himself,
Brian said she chooses me.
So he was like, "Give the bitch back," which is Liv, and then they shoot Liv in the back of the head.
Yeah, they shoved her back and then shot her.
And then all hell broke loose. They got into one of the
excellent brawl.
Greatest fight scenes I've ever seen. Now, there were some of the choreography was not great.
Yeah, but
some of the kills are pretty good, even though they don't have the best effects.
It takes ownership of what it is and does what it can with it, what it has.
Yeah. So homegirl, what's her name? We just talked about it. Stella, who is Liv's girl. Mm-hmm. She picks up Liv's dagger. And
thing.
She slices like two people's head off at one time.
One single smooth motion.
I don't know. She just slit their throats.
Yeah, she slit their throats.
One guy got his arm cut off. Mm-hmm. Someone did get decapitated. No, that was in
the trailer.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And then Brian is trying to fight Garrett and bites his nose. And
that was random. Where did that come from?
And then he ends up getting shot.
Freaking Mike Tyson done.
And then throws him down, and then Rico steps on his hand to stop him from getting the gun. But Brian's been shot. They beat the shit out of Garrett and take his eye out with a crowbar.
Yes, just lever it out, hanging on the face.
So he's done. The fight's pretty much over.
Only casualty from our people was what's her face, Liv,
yeah,
and then all of the cultists are dead.
So Mila tells Rico to take Brian to the hospital and gives him a big old kiss.
Our man Brian finally getting his reward.
I mean, he had to get shot. I guess he at least deserved a no-tongue smooch. She could have at least French kissed him. God.
How do you know she didn't? Anyways.
Because we watched that movie.
How closely were you watching the kiss? Very closely. Okay, noted.
I was there. I was recording it.
I was there. I was present. I was the guy behind the camera. It was me all along.
It was me in the Brian suit. That's how I know.
Don't you disrespect my man Brian. He is a gem.
Yes.
He is a beautiful soul.
You trying to say that I'm not a beautiful soul?
He is a beautiful soul.
You're trying to say that I'm not?
You are.
Okay, thank you. I'm also a terrible person.
So am I.
I know.
Welcome
that's why
to
we're
the
friends.
club. We have t-shirts.
No, we have cookies, but we need t-shirts.
We need t-shirts.
We do need t-shirts.
Okay, back on track.
Ignore that. There's no tangents here on Schlock Talk.
Rabbit Trail? Who's that?
Yeah. Anyway, so now there's only one guy left.
Ivan.
Who keeps calling
Ivan
himself...
the Terrible.
He keeps calling
himself the devil.
And talking about,
he made a deal with the devil.
And you should have read the fine print of your contract. And it's like, you can't kill me.
I own you.
I can't kill you. And then he pulls a knife and gets fucking punched in the face.
Wrecked. It was so satisfying. Nice crunch.
Yeah, just knocked the shit out of him before she... How did she so colorfully kill this gentleman?
Well, for starters, after she knocked his pansy ass onto the ground, she then continued to stiletto him in the eye, which I would think would take you out. I'm pretty sure they'd be dead. But, to be on the safe side, she took the bat and used it, again, with the weird spear motion, took the bat and just on him a couple times. And you pan over, and there's this lovely little circle. And she reaches in to his chest and pulls out his heart. She holds for a second, and I thought she was going to eat it, and I was like, please don't. I don't want this to happen. And she rips it in half.
Yes. And then she walks away, and you get this nice
booty scene.
Booty scene.
Very
She's just
beautiful
walking
walk
away.
with the cheek.
And you're like, well, that's the end of the movie?
The end.
But no.
No, it's not.
But wait, there's more.
I actually kind of like this last little bit.
And now she's like, back earlier in the movie, there's a spot where she was like sitting in her convertible, like overlooking
reflecting.
the scene. And now she's standing there, and she's got like her fingerless gloves and her leather
jacket.
Looking like a badass. And she's just kind of like looking at the city.
Like, I've made this place better. I've
and then
scum.
the movie goes off. Now, it doesn't quite go off. The movie goes off, but
the movie is done.
One of the things we have not talked about is this movie is presented like you are watching it on like a late night cable program in the 80s. So it's presented like, hey, we're going to watch. There was a girl.
I'm so-and-so, and I'm the host of this late night blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she's in a bikini, big sunglasses on. You can tell she's in front of a beach on a production stage.
Yep.
And, you know, she's like, we're going to watch this movie, and it's going to contain strong nudity and strong language and blood and gore and blah, blah, blah. And
yes, and the whole time she's like super perky about it.
And then you comes back on in the middle, and she's like, well, this is what's coming next week. And it's a full-blown ad, like movie trailer for a movie called Slash Lorette. Which is a real movie, but this is not
that movie.
It is not a trailer for that movie. It's just a coincidence. But this trailer has all the same girls in it from this movie. It's pretty interesting. It was a really good trailer.
I would watch it.
Right? So that felt a little bit like Grindhouse for anybody who's seen Grindhouse, where they put the fake trailers in the middle. And there were a couple of scenes where Mila's talking into the camera, and it looks like she's in Sin City.
Yes, there was a few moments where I feel like somebody wanted to have that little artsy, like, this is more than just a porno. Like, I have taste.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is definitely way less of a porno than like Jailbait or All Girls Do It. Which, you know, had all the fake clay dicks in it.
Either of the clay dicks. What?
Yeah. One of those movies I'd be willing to rewatch with you. The other one, not so much.
Not worth it. Okay.
Yeah. So then we get the production. They come back to the girl at the beach at the end, and you know she's like, "This is what's next week. We'll have 2 movies and blah blah blah."
Double feature.
And then the end credits hit, and they basically, like you so eloquently put it, just Googled 80s metal, not copyrighted.
And then that's what they played.
And well, so you've got this background scene of all of the girls like in their fight gear,
again, great
looking
scene.
cool as shit. And that's what's here in the background.
Yes.
This is whatever I've already got it downloaded, so it's what's going to be in the background. And then you just got this 80s theme. And if I can get it, I will play it.
Yeah,
I can find
if you
it.
Good luck. But it had the.
But that it fit so well. It was just it was the fucking banging ass solo. So
props to whatever random musician was responsible.
Yes.
Give you snaps.
So, that being said, it's now time. Trash, hot ass trash. How would you rate this movie?
See, I feel like our rating system, like the way we see it, is slightly different. So, like, if it's I wasted my time and I never want to see it again, that's hot ass trash.
Oh no, that's what it's
like
supposed to be.
The worst. Okay, so I'm good. I give it. You know, I think I said trash first. I'm gonna say a hot trash.
Hot trash. It definitely is hot trash. I mean, it most definitely is hot ass trash.
But like,
lots
compared
of hot
to like
ass.
LLamageddon.
I mean, all right,
LLamageddon was flaming trash.
But great.
It was great flaming trash.
No. Hot ass trash would be shit like Jurassic Shark, which was so bad I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, so not even enjoyably bad.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Hot ass trash.
Yeah,
okay.
you know,
this was a hot trash.
This was like trash. Like this was like I think I gave this 3 stars on Letterboxd.
I think that's what I gave it. I was like,
like not for production value or anything like that.
Entertainment
but
and
jiggle jiggle
and jiggle jiggle.
I mean, look, jiggle jiggle sometimes can take you a little bit further.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave The Kiss of the Vampire 2 stars
because of
1 for each of Alyssa Milano's titties.
The only 2 stars in the whole movie referred to. Okay.
Yeah.
What rating do you?
I gave it hot ass.
Oh, that's right.
Trash. There's a lot of hot ass, and it is trash. But I definitely recommend checking it out. It is for like $2 on Amazon. You also, if you have Tubi and if you don't want to spend $2 and don't mind watching ads, It's free. It's definitely worth the time. You also can find it on Amazon in Blu-ray form right now on sale for $17.96.
Get it while it's hot.
We are no way sponsored by Amazon, but please
I mean,
do.
if they want to, shoot.
Or whoever released the Blu-ray, I think it's a Slasher Movie. I think it seemed like the production company that released this. Hey, give us a shout. But I'm probably going to pick it up. I can't believe I'm going to say that after I get back from these concerts. But I got to have money for food and shit at the shows.
Priorities, like I said.
Also of hot girls. But that's...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Duh.
metal and hot girls.
Duh.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, if you're trying to meet a cool, hot chick who likes metal, where better than a concert?
That's true. They're usually there with their metalhead boyfriends.
Sometimes they bring a friend.
That's true. Sometimes.
But yeah, they're with their metalhead boyfriends.
But I was more referring to the girls on the stage. Because it's like
they're gorgeous.
It's like all girl metal bands. So
fabulous.
Yeah. So anyway, that being said, remember here at Schlock Talk we watch hot ass trash, so you don't have to. And you can find me on all of the different things. Letterboxd.com/Joey_P. Average Joe's Movie Clubcast Facebook page, the Average Joe's Movie Clubcast at gmail.com. Twitter, it's like the AJMCC, and
something.
And then I'm like average_Joe_E. Personally, I'll try to remember to put it in the show notes. If you listen to the normal podcast, it's there. It's a thing. And once again, just to reiterate, we watch hot ass trash,
so you don't have to.